Back at Siloam on the Red Oak Trail. I'm going to do the whole thing today, so I'll be going up to the primitive area and just looking for signs. There are people out here. It's relatively deserted though, so we'll see. I don't think I'll be doing any wood knocks or whoops because of the possibility of people on the trail. One thing I'm looking for is those big dog prints that I saw here. Jason and I saw here before. And then I'm checking down this here at this creek bed too. Actually don't see any tracks on this creek bed. Some of the smaller ones looks like it rained recently or something because everything's been kind of washed out. So now we're getting to the part of the trail where we usually, well, the last couple of videos you've seen, we go left. I'm not going left. We're going the long route. And we got to get up on this ridge here. So there's a ridge line. So let's go up these steps. This might be my 5th or 6th time here. And only my 2nd time on this trail here. And every time I come here, I want to go to this trail. And for some reason, we just don't have enough time. So today, that's my plan. Almost to the top. This is probably the steepest section right here. Catch my breath for a second. It's a tall ridge, so kind of feel like if I was a Squatch, I'd be on the tall ridge, not in the valley below, because from the tall ridge you can see down. Did it. It's a fire trail, I believe, but it's part of the Red Oak Trail. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's another strand of pines planted long ago. It's a squirrel that's not happy with me for being up here. Whew. I do a lot of walking, not a lot of hiking, except when I'm doing my videos on the weekend. So, not quite in shape for this. They're good enough to make it. I'm not going to die, I tell you that. Another view from the ridgeline, looking down a little bit. The base of the valley is way farther than what you're seeing there now. A lot of deadfall. Paying attention to it, but not trying to say it's structures. That'd be foolish. That's speculation. Curious to see how this new handle is going to work out. Take a little video with my phone so you can see it. Here's what it looks like. It's a U-shaped handle. Down here I have a battery pack. That's at the place where like you would put a heavier camera. Since I'm using a GoPro, put the GoPro on top, and then I have several hours of battery, plus the battery for the GoPro as well. So the battery inside the GoPro right now is not being sourced. It's all coming from my solar powered power pack, C to C. And now I don't have to worry about switching the batteries on this whole hike. Yeah, there was a controlled burn up here within the last several months, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And all that really does is make the undergrowth really grow fast after that, because it releases all the seeds. Makes it super thick. Stay frosty. If you haven't already seen it, check out the Pond Creek Monster documentary I just did. It was part interview, eyewitness, interviewing an eyewitness, 2 of them actually. One eyewitness and then his father, who has had activity. He hasn't seen anything, but he's had activity. They all live on a shared farm property, hundreds of acres of farmland that's kind of split up between family members. So, and Steve and Bryce have both had activity out there, so they told their stories. Wanted to give a shout out to some of the people that have left comments recently. Elaine Isabel, Mark Smolin, Suspicious Mind 65, Mr. Ralph Rosa, Ron the Pipe Fitter, Bryce Edwards, Live Free or Die, Scared Silly, Mrs. Ken Scott, Fractal of God, Bobby D. By the way, the mosquitoes are out in full force. I do have spray on, so I'm not getting bit, but they are hovering. They want to bite me. Some deadfall looked like structure a little bit when I was coming up to it. What do you think? Is that a marker? Do not have an audio recorder other than the Rode Pro that I'm using for dialogue, and then I got obviously the audio on the GoPro that picks up also picks up my voice and environmental sounds. I don't really want it to pick up my voice, but sometimes it is necessary. Tell you what, I'm not disappointed in the trail. It just got still. Do I fear for my safety walking alone? No. And I won't go into details. If you are watching the video and you are enjoying the exploration of the area, give me a like and please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed. My last video, 80% of the viewers watched a good portion of it and are not subscribers. And I know you hear this from every video channel, but it does help us out when you become a subscriber. That way, more people can share in the journey, the hikes, the enjoyment. So please subscribe. Hit that subscribe right now. Smash that like button, ring that bell. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't usually check the bell on my channels. I have certain channels I really like. I'm subscribed to quite a few, not so much on this particular channel, but I have a personal channel where I watch most of my stuff. That way the algorithm feeds that, timeline in that channel. This one, I do subscribe to certain channels, but it's more of like, quote unquote, the business channel. So I have two channels. The other one's my personal channel. I don't really do videos on that one. I use that one for viewing, and I love a lot of different channels. So my favorites are the Small Town Monsters channel, Hellbent Holler, Black Mass Paranormal, The Cameraman, Bigfoot Society. Shout out to Jeremiah. Those are the ones I can think of. Oh, Sasquatch Theory with Miguel. So he does a lot of videos in the Ozarks, which I'll definitely be going there. So the Ozark Mountains in Missouri. It's a ballin' place just for the scenery alone. Even if you weren't into Sasquatch at all, that place is dense. And check out his videos if you get a chance. Those are the ones that I like right off the bat. There's always more that show up in my feed or that I'll go back to. Caffeinated Cryptid podcast. That's my boy Bobby D. So check out his stuff. I went on a night investigation yesterday at Roby Farms. By the time you see this video, that video's out. But right now I think we got skunked a bit. When we first did the investigation, started out crazy. I recorded about a 15-20 minute interview and then looked down and the camera wasn't recording, which, I mean, you would think it's my fault. It's probably my fault. I'm telling you right now, I believe I hit the record button and I had an electronic malfunction. I've had electronic malfunctions out there before. So here's the crazy part. Before we got there, so it's like a river bottom area on the farm. Bandy mowed the trail, so he took a big mower and mowed the trail down there. It's not as wide as this by any means, but he had to mow it because there's a lot of nettles in that area and various river grasses. But anyway, his mower was functioning perfectly. He gets to this certain area. It's down by the saplings, that's what they call it, where there's a lot of tree structures. The mower died like 5 times, he said. He finally made it through the area, no issues. I go there, do my interview in that spot. I had no idea about the lawnmower incident and my camera malfunctions. Great. The guys I were interviewing, the Squatchers, Joe Jenkins, Jim Peters, pull out an EMF reader. That thing's going off the charts. Like, it's There's no electricity, any type of lines at all in that area. It's just going haywire. So we go to the top of the ridge, redo the interview. We get almost all the way done, and I look, and my battery's nearly drained, which is insane because it should have lasted another couple hours. So I had a battery drain, electronic malfunction, and I have had audio problems there in the past as well. So here's the primitive camping area. I'm gonna get a drink. We'll chill out here for a little bit and listen. Then we'll continue our journey. I'll get some more bug spray on me. Hang tight. All right, let's continue. I would love to camp up here, not in the summer. Might have mentioned this before, but my summer is not going to be very pleasant this year. I'm taking accounting classes for work, for job promotion. So I got a 16-week class that's compressed to 8 weeks, June and July, 2 tests a week, a 4-chapter test every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's just going to be work, come home, study, take a quiz all summer. I don't know how much of an opportunity I will have to do videos on the weekend. The goal is to keep at least 2 going a month. And then in August they'll pick up again. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm a documentary filmmaker. I have 5 full-length documentaries, but the ones you should pay attention to are called Creature from Big Muddy, Paranormal Prairie, and my latest one, which is Grand Tower UFO. All of those are available on Tubi and other streaming services. Creature and Paranormal Prairie are available on Amazon Prime as well. Hopefully my next one will also be on Amazon Prime. They had a change in some policies, so I couldn't get the latest one on there, unfortunately. It's definitely my best one to date. People really enjoy Creature from Big Muddy though. That's a Bigfoot one, so if you're into Bigfoot, it's a killer documentary on Illinois' most famous Bigfoot legend, the Big Muddy Monster, starring Chad Lewis and Kevin Nelson, who along with Noah Voss wrote the book, The Big Muddy Monster, which the movie documentary is loosely based upon because they helped with the movie. So there's a lot of stuff that's in the book in the movie. So check those out. Also, if you are a subscriber to my channel, you have access to Grand Tower UFO, ad-free. So I upload, every time I upload a video, it goes up twice. Once in the member section, once on the general subscriber section here. And the ones for the members only are ad-free, so you don't have to deal with that. That's what you're paying $5 a month for, $5, and you get to see my latest documentary work. You get early access to these videos, ad-free. This field here, I don't remember it, but it's pretty neat. So this would be a field where deer would hang out at dawn and dusk. Be squatch bait. So yeah, channel members also get some behind the scene videos, like I post updates on where I'm going to go next. If I'm filming a documentary, I'll do some BTS, behind the scenes stuff, which I always enjoy BTS, so I think other people do too. Help support the channel if you like the content. It'd be great. I don't think I've ever been here. I'm going to go check it out real quick. It's obviously meant for public travel because it's partially mowed, like it's been mowed in the past. See anything out there? Okay. Go back to the main trail. Now, I'm going to respond to some comments. Got a couple comments so far on various videos. Not too many, but a few about you're not going to find anything talking. Okay, untrue. There's tons of stories about people. You know, most Bigfoot sightings occur from people that are not searching for Bigfoot. They're just doing normal stuff, camping, talking, hanging around the fire, walking through the woods. So you're not going to sneak up on anything. Now, if it was a bear or a big cat or most forest animals, they are not, they would more than likely keep hidden, and you would scare them with your voice. Sasquatch are supposedly, from what I read and been told, I have no direct knowledge of this, intelligent creatures that are curious, and they prefer to, out of curiosity, see who's making the noise. So, I'm going to talk. Also, people watch these videos, they kind of want things narrated a bit. Most people do. So, just walking through the woods without any type of narration is boring. So, if that's not your thing, that's cool, but I'm going to talk in my videos. And I'm going to talk when I'm not making a video, when I'm walking through the woods. So we're going down the ridge now. We went up, super steep, walked at the top, went to the primitive campground, and we're going down a different side of it. Hearing a dove, morning dove. Next comment. Why are you searching in the daytime? Next comment, why are you searching at the nighttime? Good question. Because there's sightings in the daytime and there's sightings at the night, in the night. You big dummy. Next comment, you're not going to find them going through the woods. You got to go to your campsite and just sit there. Okay, I want to make a 1-minute video of me sitting at the campsite, and then I'm going to loop it 60 times so you can watch an hour video of me sitting at the campsite. Pretty exciting stuff. You don't get to see the journey. You don't get to go on a trip with me. You just get to sit at the campsite. We do sit at the campsite and just chill and listen and wait. That part's not recorded so much, just in bits and pieces. And if nothing happens, we're not going to post it because it's just people sitting at a campsite. You know, we don't like the music. I don't like the music. Why are you playing the stupid music? I'm not playing music during times when there's any type of audio, possible audio evidence. I promise you. Now we're on a second section of the Red Oak Trail. Usually, on previous videos, we just go back, cut through the middle section, which just takes you back to the parking lot in a shorter fashion. So this is an additional section of the trail that loops around to the ridges on the other side of the valley. So imagine a valley in the middle, ridges on the right, ridges on the left. They're rounded ridges, nothing sharp, but they are steep. So I got to go up another steep ridge here. Oddly enough, there's a trail down here, but it's not maintained, and I would not want to walk through it in the nettles. So here we go. Made it to the top. Nope, a little bit more of a slope. Sorry, keep hearing something behind me. That was me doing what I would consider a whistle. See if I get a response. May apples, sometimes mistaken for ginseng. It's not. Shout out to Bobby D. Pretty quiet. Too quiet. Watch your six. Oh. A little bit of a breeze up here, feeling better. If you haven't guessed yet, I'm not going to say what was that in the woods or oh my gosh, what was that? I'm scared. If I don't hear anything, I don't hear anything. I was hearing something behind me. I don't know if it was keeping up with me or if I just heard a couple different noises. Not seeing anything, not hearing it at the moment. Interesting little X structure up there by the primitive camping. There's nobody out here. The bad thing about this trail, so I decided I was going to be smart and park close to the trailhead. There's a designated parking spot. Problem is, this trail doesn't come out at the trailhead. It loops back down into the old section, into the valley where the old community used to be, no longer around. And so it's probably a quarter-mile hike from there back to the car. Not too far, but if I was exhausted, that would suck. I didn't think about it, but that's okay. Just get to spend more time in the woods, that's all. And I wanted to get up on this ridge where, if you check out my other day hike in Siloam, the one previous to this, the Hoot Owl Trail is kind of that way. This may or may not hook up with it, don't remember, but there's like a series of ridges up here. I call them finger ridges because there's multiple ones with dips, valleys in between. They're all tall. And I think the creature would hang up on the ridge, on top of the ridges for an advantage. They have the high ground. Again, if you made it this far into the video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. If you are a subscriber, I really appreciate you. And if you are still watching, even if you're not a subscriber, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Had to get a drink and fix my backpack there. I'm ready to go. Not sure if I'll show this part on the video or not, but I'm recording it. Like I said, it's about a 5 miler, so kind of a washed out print, very human size and not really distinct, but Interesting, whatever. Also, like I was saying, I don't even know if I'll show this part of the video, but I like to record it and I'll edit it down. That was me whistling. That's me with something's responding. Is that picking up? Something's whistling back at me. That started when I first whistled. See if it keeps going or not. Just heard it again. Probably a bird, but that's weird. I started whistling and it started whistling. Now I just heard one that way. So I'm hearing it that way, like the direction I'm going, and kind of behind me. Could be call and response of two birds. It's just interesting, it didn't start until I did my first whistle. It's gotta be a bird. It's gotta be a bird, right? Sure it is. I just went through a very distinct Midwestern forest odor. Not sure what it is. Could be oak, like oak tree or something. I've smelled that when I was a kid, first going in the woods. Love it, love that smell. And it reminds me of Southern Illinois, like camping in some of the parts of Southern Illinois. Well, the whistling stopped. I'll keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. me breaking a stick. It's all kind of bugs, like in these plants, poison ivy and what have you. Sounds like raindrops. There's so many in there. Sounds like somebody walking through the forest next to me. The bugs are jumping as I'm walking by it. Story someone else told me that they experienced here was, well, this is their story. They were kind of in the area, so like at the trailhead area where I first started. That's where there's a lot of sandstone and boulders in the creek there. Sandstone boulders. They looked up and saw a giant rabbit about the size of a basset hound, they said. And he kind of looked at him and turned around, disappeared over the top of the ridge. And that would be around here. Well, you know, this is part of that ridge. So is there weird stuff? Could be a fox digging here for moles. Whew. Okay. It's a little cooler up here, which is nice. Still too many bugs, but it's all right. So like I said, I'll edit this video down to basically about an hour. Been out here for 2 hours now on this hike. Just heard what sounded like a bark. I've seen dog prints on the trail. Getting somewhat close to the end of the trail, and I don't remember exactly how far it is. I think this is towards the end of the other trailhead, beginning of the trailhead. What do y'all think about structures? You believe in them? Are they legit? The argument is, why would they build structures? And then other people will come back, well, it's a marker. It's like they're marking their territory, or it's a warning sign. Could be. I'm not convinced yet. I know them though, like, I will admit I have seen things considered to be structures that were interesting. Non-conclusive, but interesting.